Hey there, sports fans. Mike Crook coming at you with another season of Laces Out. In this first episode of the 2026 season, we're going to be diving into a preview of how we think the Florida State Seminoles football team is going to pan out. So stay tuned. All right, so first things first, new backdrop, right? Well, our office has moved, so right now it's still in the setup phase. So who knows what it's going to look like when we're all said and done, but this is what it is right now. So I hope it's not too distracting. We'll probably make some tweaks here and there as the season progresses. But let's kick off with the elephant in the room. Mike Norvell, how hot is this man's seat right now? So he is entering the 2026 season after a couple of just disastrous seasons. Let's face it, Florida State has not been the same since that playoff snub back in, 23-24 season. And it obviously derailed. Started the season following that, lost to Georgia Tech in Ireland, rough, and just haven't been the same since. Yes, very great win for the program to start the season off last year at home against Alabama. There was only a couple of the bright spots throughout the season, but they really shot themselves in the foot. So a couple things to talk about where it concerns Mike Norvell. After back-to-back losing seasons and 2 straight years without a bowl, rough. Another season that spirals out of control, this man may not even have a job heading into that Florida game at the end of the year. So let's say Florida State is 4-6 or even 5-5 with that Florida game on the horizon heading into late November. There's a real good chance that the administration, the athletic director, everyone that has a voice in the matter are not going to let Mike Norvell be the coach heading into that Florida game for Black Friday. However, if FSU only has a handful of losses heading into that game, there's a good chance that he's still going to be the head ball coach heading into that game and possibly a bowl berth. Because let's face it, they're going to have to be bowl eligible, and not just barely bowl eligible, but comfortably bowl eligible. 2, maybe 3 losses at best heading into that Florida game for this administration to consider his job temporarily safe. The outcome of that Florida game and that bowl game are going to go a long way into determining if he's still the man going into the 27 season. So before we jump into our predictions on how each game pans out for FSU this year, let's jump into our 3 must-see TV games for Florida State this season. First one, out of the gate, SMU, Labor Day night. This team has got a conference game at home against the Mustangs. And, you know what? This is going to be a rough game for FSU, but it's a must-win game, honestly, because the week before, they should be going into this game 1-0 after, let's face it, a cupcake team to start out with a week 0. And I won't even talk predictions because that's in the next segment, but it is a must-see game. This one is going to be telling on how the rest of the month of September is going to go for Florida State. Next up, October 17th contest against Miami, obviously an ACC foe, obviously major rival, and if this team wants to prove that they are on their way back to the top, this is a must-see game. It's going to be great TV, and it's also a must-win game for FSU. Can the Noles take it to the Canes? Time will tell. Check out our prediction. Lastly, can't have this one not on this list. It's Florida State and Florida. Yes, this rivalry is not as sexy as it used to be, but I don't care. It's still must-see TV. This rivalry is heated. Maybe not so much as it has been in years past, especially the 90s. My God, that was great. But it's still great TV, great contest, great rivalry, and this should be a great benchmark game for FSU to cap off the regular season, hopefully preparing for a bowl game coming up. But time will tell on how that one pans out. Okay, here we go. Rapid fire. These are our predictions on how each game pans out for Florida State this season. So you ready? Are you ready? Mark these down because, my God, I hope it's true. First thing on the slate, week 0, New Mexico State. We're going to call that a win. We're not doing scores or anything like that. We're just going to give FSU the nod on this one. Hope to God, Ashton Daniels, he's been named the starter. Everybody comes out, plays elite, and Florida State gets an easy dub to start the season. Next up, conference foe, SMU, at home. Labor Day night. Gotta have this one, Knowles. We're giving you the win in this one. It's going to be rough, but we think you got what it takes to get the dub. Next up, Alabama in Tuscaloosa. The Crimson Tide are going to be gunning for you, looking for revenge for last year, and I guarantee you, I hope it's not a tough loss, but we're giving it a loss. All I ask is that please, dear God, do not get blown out. If you get the win, I'll be surprised. But we're calling this one a loss. So hopefully it's a learning experience. Let's press on. Central Arkansas, same contest as New Mexico State. Giving this one a dub to Florida State. Another big contest in this month, Virginia. Conference game. FSU's now going to be 2-0 in the conference, taking a win against Virginia, avenging last year's disappointing loss. This is where things get rough. You've got the slate of Louisville, Miami, and Clemson. This is like almost murderer's row for a mid-level team. Let's be legit. But Louisville, I hate to say this, FSU picking up the second loss of the season. And Miami, this is a must-see TV game, as we said in our last segment. Must-see, also possibly a must-win, but it's teetering. I will take a win over Louisville. I'll take a win over Miami and a loss to Louisville any day, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think FSU is going to suffer back-to-back losses. They're going to be 4-3 in the season after facing Miami, with Clemson rolling in next. But here's where things get a little bit more enticing, better per se for the team. Clemson and Boston College, I think both of these are winnable games, and I'm going to give FSU the nod on both of them. I think Clemson and Boston College are going to be dubs for FSU, and they're going to be 6-3 heading into that contest with Pitt. Pitt, on the other hand, is an altogether different beast. I think they're slated to be like one of the top-tier teams in the ACC this year, and I don't see FSU walking away with a win in this one. Unfortunately, loss number 4 on the season for FSU comes at the hands of Pittsburgh. But, don't worry, Seminoles faithful, we rebound. NC State, dub. And here we go. I can't say the granddaddy of them all because that's not this series. But the biggest game of the year for Florida State. Florida State and Florida, heated rivalry. And we're going to go 1-1 against our in-state rivals. Lost to Miami, but I'm calling it right now. Black Friday, closing out the season, win against Florida, 8-4 on the year, and hoping for a really decent I can't say top tier, but upper tier bowl berth, bowl invitation to cap off the season. Obviously, if that happens, we'll talk about that later, but mark it down. Florida State, 8-4 to finish off this season under Mike Norvell. Does he keep his job heading into 2027 with an 8-4 record? I don't know. I think that you are 6-4 heading into NC State. There's a good chance that he's still the boss man for the last 2 games. Is he the boss man heading into the offseason? I don't know. It's all going to depend on how those 4 losses pan out. If those 4 losses are legit close losses, games that we could have won, and maybe just some mental errors, some small coaching discipline things could have fixed it, I'm going to give him the nod that the potential was there for a 10-plus win season. And we just made some bad mistakes at some bad times. Much of that happened last year too. But I'll give the man the benefit of the doubt. I'm tired. I said this before, and last year was a lot of benefits of the doubt for Norvell. I'm hoping I don't have to give you a lot of those this year too. But I will say that if we have another subpar season, definitely if we have a losing season, get the man out of here. You know, I wanted so many good things for Norvell, but if we have another crap season for FSU, get him out. So there you have it, 8-4, Florida State. But we'll save this graphic so we can refer back to it at the end of the year, see how close my predictions got. But there you go, 8-4. But if you haven't checked out our instant reactions before after games, you definitely want to check one out. This weekend we'll be in a bar. My wife's aunt is in a band, and they're performing at a bar near the house. So we'll be checking out that at the same time that FSU is taking on New Mexico State, hopefully toasting a celebratory win. I swear if we don't beat New Mexico State, I'm throwing in the towel. Well, there you have it, folks. If you like the content, like the video, share it out. We greatly appreciate all love and support. Here's to another season of Laces Out. Stay tuned for our season preview for both the CU Buffs and Denver Broncos. CU's first game isn't until next week, and then obviously the Broncos are after that. I'm not a big fan of preseason in the NFL. I really don't give 2 cents about it. Almost said something else. I really don't care about preseason. It's fun to watch, cool, but I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. So that's why I'm holding off on the Broncos season preview until actually right before their regular season starts. So again, stay tuned for the CU next week. Broncos following that. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we will check you guys out in the next one. So take care.